Okay, today we're going to look at the derivative rules of the derivative shortcuts. First rule, derivative of any constant is 0. Oh, it's like I told you, derivative is synonymous slope. Alright, well any constant is a horizontal line. What's the slope of a horizontal line? Well, that is 0. So if I tell you f of x is 7, and I want f prime, again, that's this prime is the symbol for derivative, f prime of x is 0. If I tell you y is 3, well, that means y prime, again, is 0. That's a constant. Okay, what if I give you f of x is 2 pi? So f of x is 2 pi. Well, 2 pi is just a constant like anything else. So again, f prime, or your derivative, is 0. Here's another special one, okay? The derivative of, so f of x, let's say that is x. The derivative of any single variable, so f prime, is 1. Memorize that. And therefore, by the same token, if I give you f of x and tell you it's negative 4x, I want the derivative. Well, that derivative is negative 4. Negative 4, because that x just becomes a 1. Moving on to our power rule. Alright, here's our power rule. If f of x is x raised to some power n, then f prime of x is n times x raised to the n minus 1. Okay? So, your n just comes down, and you take away 1. Okay, so here's how that works. If I give f of x is x cubed. Well, you did this on your worksheet on Tuesday, so my 3 comes down. So f prime of x, 3 comes in front. Take away 1 from my exponent, that gives me x squared. Okay. So what if I give you this? F of x is x squared plus 2x. Well, now on derivatives, I can just take the derivative of each of those individually. So f prime of x is going to be 2 comes down in front, so 2x. Subtract 1 from my exponent. And then the derivative of anything with just x behind it is 2. Okay, let's go to a harder one. What if I tell you f of x is cube root of x? Ooh. Well, we might have to rewrite that to make it a little more workable. So remember what I said about cube roots before? I can rewrite that as x raised to the 1/3. So again, my power comes down in front. So f prime of x is 1/3 times x. Now again, we have to subtract 1 from 1/3. So 1 minus 1/3 is 1/3 minus 1 is, so 1/3 minus 1. So I have 1/3 x. 1/3 minus 1 is negative 2/3. Ooh, but I can't have that negative exponent. So I rewrite that as 1 all over 3 times x raised to the 2/3. Okay, that is my answer. Alright, you might get a problem that looks like this. F of x is 1 over x cubed. Ooh, well, I can't really do anything with that. So here's what I have to do with my exponent. My exponent, I can actually take it to the top and make it negative. So I can now say x to the negative 3. So again, we're going to bring my power down in front. So f prime of x equals negative 3 x to the negative 3 minus 1. So that's negative 3x to the negative 4. Okay, well, let's rewrite that because negative exponents are improper. So that is negative 3 over x raised to the 4. By bringing it above or beneath the fraction bar changes the sign of your exponent. That's just something for you to remember. So what if I gave you something like this? What if I told you f of x equals 2 over x? Well, again, I would want to rewrite that, but I would rewrite that as 2x raised to the negative 1. Okay, so I have f prime of x is negative 1 times 2 is negative 2, x to the negative 2. Again, negative exponents are improper, so it's negative 2 over x squared. Okay? Moving on, you may get some where you have to do multiple derivative rules. So if I give you f of x equals x cubed minus 4x plus 5, alright, well, f prime of x, alright, bring down my exponent, so 3x, take away 1 from my power is 2, minus, well, the derivative of anything in front of x is just that something. So it's just minus 2, and that's your answer. Okay? What if I gave you something like this? F of x equals negative x to the 4th plus 3x cubed plus 2x. Well, let's make that x to the 4th divided by 2. Okay, so again, f prime of x, I'm going to bring down my 4, so negative 4 over x cubed divided by 2. Because again, remember I brought my power down in front, took away 1, plus, well, 3 times 3, bringing my power down, so that's 9x squared, and then plus 2. Well, again, let's simplify a bit. Negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2, so negative 2x cubed plus 9x squared plus 2. Okay, now, we're going to do some trig. Now, these trig rules are actually very, very, very important. I want them memorized. If f of x is sine x, the derivative of sine is cosine x. If f of x is cosine x, the derivative is negative sine x. Memorize those. So that means at this point you should take out your memory list and add it to it. So if I give you that f of x is 2 sine x, excuse me, if I tell you f of x is 2 sine x, well, f prime of x, meaning derivative, well, what's the derivative of sine? Cosine. So it's just 2 cosine x. Okay, if I give you f of x is sine x divided by 2, Well, that's the same thing as 1/2 times the sine of x. I hope y'all can see that. Well, derivative of sine of x is what? Cosine x. So it's 1/2 cosine x. And lastly, what if I gave you f of x equals x plus cosine x? Well, if I want f prime, what did we say earlier the derivative of x was? Well, that's what? What's the derivative of cosine? Negative sine, so minus sine x.